Hi, this is The Greatest Story Ever Played. I'm Dan.
I'm Jordan.
And today we're going to be talking about The Wolf Among Us, Episode 2, called Smoke and Mirrors.
Yep, so the description of this episode is, a beloved fable is dead. An enraged Bigby is in Mundy police custody. A body is found in the East River and a serial killer is on the loose. Return to the world of fables, DC Comics Vertigo, to hunt down the perpetrator through brute force and intimidation, or guile and detective work. The choices are yours. Will you unleash the beast within?
Okay, so cold open for this episode. Bigby's getting interrogated by NYPD. The cops asking questions, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just smoked the whole time.
Yeah.
I didn't answer any questions. I just smoked at her.
Yeah, I think I just accused her of not caring or not understanding.
Okay, which was fun. That was Then suddenly some gas goes off and you see all the police pass out. Mm-hmm. Crane walks in and says he had a memory spell, that he wiped all their stuff for the last 24 hours. They won't remember coming to the apartment or any of this. So Bigby just grabs this photo of Snow White's head and leaves.
Yep.
After this, you're in the car with Crane driving. It was funny. He looks like a nervous driver.
Yeah. Old man.
Yeah, it was funny. But he's driving and you guys start talking about the case / Snow White. Mm-hmm. And this is where your first decision comes up, where you can decide to respond positively or negatively about what Crane says about Snow White's death. And it looks like we both did the same thing here. We both sympathized with him. It looks like 61% of people did this versus 39% of people accused him of not caring. I guess for me, at least part of why I sympathized with him was he did bust us out. And he helped us out. That was good. He even didn't seem like such a prick in the car.
Yeah, he's a little bit better. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I guess generally on my playthrough, I'm trying to be as good as possible or as friendly because, we see from the first episode people don't like Bigby for probably some good reasons and bad ones. But I'm trying to take a gentle-ish route with people. But also, I hate Crane. I think he's a douche. Mm-hmm. But in this instance, he clearly does kind of at least care about Snow.
Right.
So I was all right, well, we'll make peace a little bit here.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing too with trying to be tough but fair, but leaning more towards good since everyone thinks we're bad.
Yep.
Kind of thing. I've been playing that way a lot, which I think I don't remember exactly how everything played out, but I feel like the first time we played this game, we were much more rough Bigby. We just fucked everyone up.
Oh, yeah.
Care.
I think any chances we had, we hurt people.
Right, because I know that the first time we played, we ripped Gren's arm off.
Yeah, for sure.
That, things like that. And so it's it's kind of funny. I don't know, 5 years later, we're oh, we should play a little better. But
yeah.
First time we played, we're fuck it.
Yep.
I'm the big bad wolf.
Yeah. We'll fuck shit up.
Right, I'm the law.
Yep.
Beat your ass.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny that it switched that way. Or even for both of us that we're kind of maybe we gotta.
Yeah.
Because then I do, I don't know how everything will go. I don't remember anymore. But I imagine there's gonna be times where you gotta beat ass, and I'm gonna do it when it's time. But Gren didn't deserve it then. Crane doesn't deserve it now.
Yeah.
He
didn't kill Snow, even though he's a douche.
Right.
Still, it's a difficult situation.
Right. Rebecca on Twitter, she wrote in. She said, I accused him of not caring about her at first, but then softened a bit when he looked genuinely sad. I think I ended up commiserating with him.
Chris on Twitter says, I took it violently.
So he went after him.
Yeah, I'm going for the neck.
Yeah. After this, we arrive back at the Woodlands, and Bluebeard is in the basement getting ready to torture Tweedledee.
Yeah.
Tweedledee has a cut on his neck, and Bluebeard's got a knife.
Yeah.
He's I'm going to make you talk. And we step in, and they're whoa, slow your roll. I'm the one who's the police officer here.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the interrogation.
Yeah.
And Crane and Bluebeard are standing by.
Yeah, so this is our second decision, and we kind of have two options. Again, Dan and I both did the same thing. We persuaded Dee to talk, and then the other option is to force him to talk, which is 38% of people did that versus 62% that persuaded him. So my thought here was I kind of wanted to torture him because he's just smug and annoying. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it seems like just genuinely messed up to do that in the situation, especially because there was no evidence he actually did anything. So it's kind of like, I don't know. And I just don't like Bluebeard, so I was kind of trying not to do what he wanted.
Yeah, because Bluebeard was really like, oh, if you don't do this, then, I will. Or, all that stuff. Like,
yeah, it's get out of here, dude.
Especially when we were getting answers. Like,
yeah.
Because at least in how it went to get me to have him talk, it was like, oh, here's a puff on the cigar. Here's like a sip of whiskey. Going through those things instead of like smashing them or hitting them with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was working. He'd be like, oh, okay, well, my boss, this. Or, you got info. Like, it was working.
Yep. And you didn't have to hurt him, which seems good.
Right.
And, like, as we find out after, well, we'll just wait on that. But
yeah. And I think that accusation at the bar that we got last episode of, like, you guys don't care about the low fables. You only care about the ones there or whatever. Like, I don't know. That must have made a bigger impact on both of us because we didn't go after him. Because Toledo's like a guy who does definitely deserve to be punched.
Yeah, he's a douche.
Yeah,
too.
He sucks. Like,
yeah.
I will look forward to a time when it's a fair fight and I can beat him up or something. Like, I want to. But it was like, you're strapped to a chair. I'm not going to, like, beat you up. Like,
yeah.
Make you do this.
Because it was unnecessary. He was talking anyway.
Right.
It took longer, but yeah, whatever.
Right. Ethan, on Twitter, he wrote in and said, I didn't treat him very well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So he went the beat him up route, it sounds like. So this is going for a while. We're making some progress, but Bluebeard feels like we're not, and so he starts to fight us.
Yeah.
And as he's fighting us and it's getting a little heated, Snow White walks in. What?
Yep. Boom.
Yeah. Wild. Snow White is mad because she thinks we were torturing him, which I was mad we couldn't defend ourselves.
I know.
Really.
That was super irritating. It's like we objectively were not doing anything.
Yeah, I was like, that's all Bluebeard. That's why I'm fighting Bluebeard. Like, come on. I wish that there could have been like a dialogue option where it's like, say nothing, like make excuses, blame Bluebeard, or I wish there was something because I would have liked to be able to be like, for real, I didn't do anything. Like,
yeah, and I remember our first playthrough. I think we tortured him.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
I think so too.
And I think one of the reasons why I didn't want to do it this time was because I vaguely remembered Snow being pissed. So I was hoping we'd have an option to not have her be pissed at us, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, which that sort of sucks. That even with the like that, even she could have that criticism that we're more bad than we need to be.
Yeah, but we weren't. We
weren't. But like that, she could have that in the back of her mind. It's not just Gren or Holly or whoever. Like
probably most people.
Yeah, I guess that since all the fairy tales seemingly have lived hundreds of years, all of them have a backlog of the big bad wolf is typically like this.
Yeah, evil.
Yeah, and so like even when you're trying to change it.
Yeah, it's hard. And that's kind of why I want to trying to play as good as possible.
Right. But so Snow White says, no, I was continuing the investigation, actually, because Toad called me because Toad Jr. found a body when he was swimming in the river.
Yeah.
So we go to meet up with Snow White to meet up with Toad and Toad Jr. about this. And out of story thing, I realized when we were talking to Toad Jr. that he's voiced by Clementine.
Yep, me too.
I didn't realize it until then. I didn't realize it last episode. I was like, oh, that's Melissa Hutchison.
Yep.
And then I looked it up, and it was like, oh, yeah, it is. And she's Beauty, which I...
Oh, is she?
Yeah, which I hadn't caught
I'll have to listen to
either.
it.
I'd forgotten that she was part of this game. So, but when she was Toad Jr., I was like, oh, my God, that's Clem.
It sounds... Yeah, it's like... when he first started talking, I was like, man, that sounds so familiar. And then the longer... he talks, was like, it's definitely Clementine.
Yeah, so that was kind of a fun realization in moment.
Yeah.
But so we talked to Toad Jr. for a while, and for me at least, I thought it went pretty well. Like, I was able to be pretty soft, so Toad Jr. was not scared overly.
Yeah. Yeah, I did the same thing.
Okay.
I didn't really push. I asked questions, then when he was like, towards the end of the dialogue, he starts to cry. I'm like, all right, we're done. It's fine.
Yeah, that's what I did too. I was pretty nice to him and was like, you won't get in trouble. We're not, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And that seemed good. And Snow White seemed happy about how Bigby did that too. She was like, you did that well. Good job, kind of thing. And it was like, nice.
Yep.
After this, you go and examine a body that has a glamour on it that looks like Snow White. Snow White's definitely... upset about how similar it is. Like, it's pretty good, but then you do uncover things like, oh, there's 5 buttons instead of 4, or she has this pin that Snow White doesn't actually have. There's a couple little things, but it's pretty good. I mean, like, good enough that 99% of people would think it's snow, and because we're examining the body, and so obviously we know it's not. But
yeah, and it was kind of awkward too, because there's one point where you have to like unbutton her coat, and it's just kind of getting a little weird.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're having to examine this dead body that's supposed to look just like snow, and you might have to like look at other parts. It's just kind of weird.
No, yeah, it's weird because then there's like you like ask her like, hey, is it fine if I do? Like you're trying to be gentle with her as much as with doing your job or whatever.
Yeah, she probably just shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, I wonder if it
thought.
wasn't probably the best place for her to be. And you like, yeah, I didn't get through the whole investigation but I got through most of it, I think, before Crane shows up.
I think that's what happens. I think he just because the same thing happened with me. We were like about to look at some mark on her I think her thong or something.
Right, because and
then he walks in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw that and I was like, I don't want to click the thong one. Sorry, Snow.
It's like have to.
This feels weird.
Yeah. I just like to exhaust all the options and then see what happens.
Yeah, I think I think I did the same thing because I was like, I felt weird just moving the coat, and then when there was thong, I was like, man, sorry, Snow. Like, I don't want to have to do this.
Yeah. Probably shouldn't be here.
Yeah. As you do go through this, though, you discover that the body is of Lily, the sister of Holly, the bartender. So she is a troll who had the glamour of Snow on her.
Yeah.
And in this, that's all you find out. So you find out it's Holly's sister, so you're like, okay, we need to go see Holly then and see if she knows anything else about her sister and let her know, of course, about this tragic event. So this is where your next decision comes up, which is, did you let Snow come with you to the Trip Trap or not? It looks like us, along with most people who played the game, said, sure, you can do what you want. 92% of people let Snow make her own decision. 8% of people told her to stay behind.
Yeah.
In this, Crane tries to get you to keep her to stay behind. But earlier in the episode, you tell Snow, I don't want to lose you again. And she says, I'm not yours to lose. I need to do what's right for Fabletown, basically.
Yeah.
So when this decision came about, it was like, yeah, I'm going to let you do you. You've already expressed you want that. I'm not going to keep you from that.
Yeah, and also I felt like the safest place for Snow is probably with us anyway.
Yeah.
Like we could just fuck anyone up that tries anything. But if she's alone, clearly someone thought she was Lily and killed her, so it's like, seems best in all ways.
Yeah, it does seem safer to be with us. I think that this decision could have been more polarizing if that conversation, I'm not yours to lose, could have happened in this moment.
Yeah.
Because then, if she wouldn't have said that, maybe I would have tried to get her to stay behind in a safer part of Fabletown. Yeah. Maybe. But when she said that, I was like, all right, you've made yourself clear. I'm not going to push back on that now.
Yeah, that's fair.
That would have been something, like, if you're like, you shouldn't... Because then if she, reluctantly take her, that would have been kind of interesting.
Yeah, like a middle ground almost on it.
Right. Whereas instead here, you're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, you're like, it's what you'd want anyway.
It's what you want, and I didn't like Crane anyway, so...
Yeah, fuck, I disagree with him most of the time, if I can. If I have the option to.
Ethan, he wrote in and just had a thumbs up emoji. So, yep, he let her come as well.
As most people probably did.
Right. So now we're back at the Trip Trap to see Holly and Jack of Jack and the Beanstalk, I believe. Yeah. He's an asshole.
God, he's a little prick.
Yeah, and he keeps pushing you. Holly and Gren actually don't even seem to like that he's doing it. They're like, you're annoying. Yeah. And he's like, oh, are you going to do this? What about Lily's sister? What about the body? What about... And you're like, well, sorry this had to come this way, but... That body was Lily. And then Jack's like, oh... shit. And like, yeah, we were trying to tell Holly.
Then Gren's pissed at Jack. Well, Holly is too, but mostly Gren. Yeah. So Jack leaves, and Holly, we try to talk to her a little bit about it, and she ultimately is like, hey, Gren, take a stroll around the block real quick. I'm going to talk to them. And he's like, are you sure kind of thing? But he goes along with it, which that seemed nice that they've got that kind of good friends,
or whatever. So,
and I bet there's some respect, too. Since we didn't rip Gren's arm off, there's probably some respect there. Like, okay, you're not totally like mean or evil or bad. You care at least a little bit about us.
Yeah, I felt like with not like fighting Jack or anything like that. And that like this is how all this went. It felt like it justified having not beat people up along the way so far. Like it felt like an affirmation of like I want to be different than what you think I am, because I'm being soft in all these situations. That it's good to be soft or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was good. Ultimately, Holly tells you that Lily had been working as a prostitute at this club called the Pudding and Pie, which is like a strip club, but then the strippers also work as prostitutes, more or less. So she gives us that info, and we head off there to go question Georgie, who is the owner of the bar.
Yeah.
And
he sucks.
Yeah, he's an asshole. So we head there, and Snow leaves at this point. Which is probably good.
Yeah, it would be weird for her to come there.
Yeah, she goes somewhere else. I forget where she goes, but she leaves. I think maybe back.
She takes Holly back to like deal with the funeral arrangement.
Right, deal with the funeral arrangement. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Right. There was like a good reason, so yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good. Holly and Snow White go off, and we go there to question Georgie. And
yeah, so at this point, you have two options basically. You can hit him, or you can not hit him. In the interrogation, getting out information process, whatever.
Right.
So both of us chose not to hit him, which 70% of people also did. So 30% decided to hit him, and it's also not just hitting him. I mean, you like destroy most of his like club too.
Right.
So it's
because it like progresses. It's like you can smash a boombox,
cigarette machine,
a keg,
TV.
Yeah, TV, and maybe something else.
I think there's like the DJ stand you can destroy too, which
is
that's when he's like, all right.
Right.
You can have the book of names of clients and stuff.
Right, there's that. And then you can actually physically hit him potentially, right? So it escalates all the way through there. You have these chances. I didn't break any of the things.
Yeah, I didn't either.
At all. Like, I was like, I don't want to do this. I just want your info. And his whole thing, and has been like the thing that all of his workers have said, is discretion is our guarantee sort of thing.
Yeah.
So he's like trying to be like, there's not a book, whatever. Ultimately, there's a little black book that will basically have the prostitute.
It's like a log.
Yeah, a log. So prostitute who they saw, and then
the room in that,
and then
Strong Arms Motel,
right?
Or Open Arms.
Open Arms, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just a number, and so we're like, all right, what's this? And everyone's, Mr. Smith, Mr. Jones, whatever.
Yeah, obviously.
All that stuff. Yeah, no one puts their real name.
It'd be stupid.
Toad.
Yeah. Yep, Toad.
Yep. Just Toad, all of them.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's why he can't afford glamour, because he's banging all these prostitutes.
Right. So we find out about that. We see that Lily's last client was someone named Mr. Smith, and then it says 207. After this, we go and talk to Narissa / Little Mermaid, who was working at the time when we get there. And so we talk to her and try to ask her questions. And she helps us how she can, because she can't answer it, because she says the discretion is our guarantee.
Or she says my lips are sealed.
My lips are sealed.
Yeah. That
sort of stuff. But what she does do is have us get a room with her so that we figure out that, the number is a room. We didn't know that at first. We're like, what's 207 mean? So she gives us to, I don't know, room 204 or something. After this, we walk down to the Open Arms Hotel, which is just down the street. And is the biggest, most obvious hotel prostitution thing.
Oh, for sure.
Ever.
Yeah, you see like a cop coming out with a prostitute.
Right.
Like, oh, great.
Who looks excited. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you walk in, and the rates are for like a day, night, 1 hour, and 2 hours.
Yeah.
You're like, all right.
No one does that except a shady prostitution hotel motel.
This is straight up the prostitution motel. So we go, and we try to just walk. I just tried to walk up the stairs, and then the receptionist says, hey, you can't just go up there. Give me your key to show me where to go. And the blinds are kind of down. We walk over, and beauty works here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where Beauty was running off to when we saw her last time.
Yeah. Which I think is kind of dumb. So she needs like money to pay rent. Makes sense. But of all the places, you could get a job many different places. And you choose this motel. Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I wonder if Fables can get regular jobs or not.
I feel like they'd have to be. Oh, Toad has a taxi.
But that could still be kind of
Maybe just for Fables.
off book. Well, or like it's not like you don't have to have a social security number and stuff like that to work.
Ah, good point.
That's what I would kind of wonder is if they don't have any of those documents. Or,
Yeah.
well, I guess probably at least not maybe only the rich ones do.
Yeah.
Like to be able to get a black market social
Well,
security.
you'd think Beauty would have one because they used to be rich.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I guess it's just a thing I've never thought about.
Because I guess there must be something like that, right? Because it does, right? It does seem really weird. Why would she work here?
Of
Like,
all places.
especially if she lives in the nice apartments like we do. Mm-hmm. It's not like Gren having to do it or something. Like it seems to be more poor Fable.
Yeah.
Or Toad even. But I guess Toad could just have a taxi, blend in with everyone, but not really be part of Yellow Cab or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good point. You could just own. I mean, I guess anyone could just own a taxi and just drive people if they wanted to.
Right.
It'd be weird, but you could do it.
Yeah, I'm sure you could blend in or whatever.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be so bizarre.
Especially in New York.
Right. So I wonder if maybe that's why she would have to do that. But it's kind of funny, though, that she would choose to hide that. Like, I would think Beast would also recognize you need money, and so you got to work somewhere. And it's like,
Yeah,
well,
like, where's this money coming from?
right. And it's like, well, you don't work at the Pudding and Pie or like something like that. Like, I would see being mad about that. But
Yeah.
that you're a receptionist at this questionable hotel. It's not good, but like of the ways, especially if Fables can't get jobs with Mondays, you kind of gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair.
But so Beauty works there, and she takes Bigby up to the room he's renting, so room 204. But he's kind of trying to get her to let him in 207.
Yeah.
She says she can't because it's typically rented or something. I can't just let you in everywhere because she obviously doesn't want to lose this job because she needs money.
Yeah.
Beast shows up though, and he thinks that Beauty is cheating with Bigby, and so he attacks Bigby.
Yeah, in my game, she actually tried to open 207, but the key wouldn't work.
Okay.
So then Beast shows up as we're trying to go into this room. It's like, okay, I can for sure see what this looks like,
Right.
So I kind of understood Beast here.
I get it. And so she tries to explain what it looks like.
Yeah.
What it's not actually.
Yeah.
And he starts throwing down, of course.
Yep.
Starts punching Bigby, and Bigby has to fight him back a bit. And you get your next decision because there's a point where Bigby kind of has the upper hand.
Yeah. And
you can either punch Beast while he's down or not do it. Mm-hmm. I punched him while he was down. 13% of people did this. So,
yeah, sounds about right, huh?
Yeah.
Jerk.
Whereas 87% of people did not punch him while he was down. Jordan was among them.
Yeah. It's just, so I guess I'll give you my rationale. There's not a whole lot to it. He was already beaten. I felt kind of bad because if I was in his position, and what it looked like, okay, yeah, for sure, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like irrational and wouldn't listen. But I don't know if I'd be rational in that situation either. So I was kind of like, we're done. He's out. He can't fight anymore. Right. We're good. So it's like, there's no reason to hit him again. Yeah. So why did you hit him again, jerk?
I think that was the other way, as I was pissed that he was fighting me.
Fair.
So
okay.
I just was like, fuck you, man. Like, this is what you get for fighting me.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Which is hitting him when he was down, that seems like less of a bad hit. Like you broke a bottle on him maybe or something?
Oh, yeah, because then if you don't hit him, he hit me with the bottle.
Okay, yeah, so I think you might break the bottle on him.
Yeah.
Which is, that's a whole thing. But before, though, I felt like the bad injury is when he, scratched his eyes.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, good point. You,
I was like, that, I would, if I was Beast, I'd be more mad about that.
Yeah, you poked his eyes.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, it had 28 days later flashbacks for me. I was like, oh no, don't do it.
That's the only thing I think about now whenever I see eye gouges or whatever. It's like, oh, nope, not looking at it.
Right.
Too much.
Right. The 28 days later scarred it. But,
God.
Yeah, so he kept fighting you after you didn't hit him while he's down.
Well, if you don't hit him, he just hits you with the bottle, and then you kind of stand up, and then you tackle him through the door.
Okay.
So it's the same ending.
Yeah, mine goes the same way. So tackle through. I wonder if, actually, I guess this would make sense because we got thrown onto Toad's Taxi, but I guess Fables heal pretty quick, so I guess...
Yeah.
Or, like, whatever, faster.
Yeah,
so
most of them probably do.
Yeah, so I guess that it's not... It's still shitty to hit him while he's down.
Yeah.
But I guess that...
It'd be fine.
Yeah, or for you getting hit with the bottle, again, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I just stood up and looked at him and was like... yeah, he wasn't really hurt.
You fucked up, yeah.
Yep.
Chris on Twitter said that he did hit Beast while he was down, so he was like me.
Yeah, jerk, just like you. Leilani on Twitter said, nope, and I didn't glass him either. Which is, I guess, technically what would have happened if you hit him again. You actually glass him.
Really glassed him.
Bottle him.
Yeah. So, yeah, like we alluded to, you end up getting smashed through 207's door, so that's helpful.
Yeah, door's open.
And the fight stops because there's blood and flowers on the bed.
Yeah.
Creepy. Crime scene.
A lot of blood.
Boom. Yeah, a lot of blood. And we tell Beast to go stand in the hallway. He realizes, oh, you were doing an investigation, because that's what we tried to warn him of before the fight.
Yeah.
But he snaps out of it and is like, hey, you go stand in the hallway, make sure no one comes in or out, basically. Mm-hmm. And he's like, cool, I'll do it. Which was good. I like seeing that it could switch that quickly.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like the like brothers who fight each other kind of thing. Where
yeah.
it's like, all right, cool, we're back, we're all Fables, we're into this together kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of seems like Beast and Beauty are some of the maybe few Fables that don't actually hate Bigby. Well, I think Beauty actually is like, Bigby's cool. Because in my game, at least, I've... Like, yeah, I'm not going to tell Beast about anything.
Right.
Which Beast is kind of pissed about, but he seems like he doesn't overtly hate us, you know?
Yeah, that was the vibe I felt, too. So that was cool. I like seeing that. Then Beauty's with us, and we, like, look around the apartment, and there's a lot of creepy Snow White stuff.
Yeah.
So there's, like, a book... a Monday book of Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's about her. We kind of flip through that. We see an outfit that matches the book.
Yep. The flowers. Like, on the bed match, like, the glass coffin she's in from the book.
Right. So, all this creepy stuff. And we're looking at that. We go into the closet and we find some photos of Lily as Snow White in this outfit on the bed. And then the last one is a selfie of sorts of that, but with Crane leaning over.
Yep.
It's like, oh.
Yeah,
Barf.
fucking foul.
Barf.
So he's Mr. Smith.
Yes. So Mr. Smith is Crane. After this, we see a cut, and Crane was spying on Bigby through the magic mirror. And Crane grabs the Aladdin's
yeah,
thing.
The magic lamp.
Magic lamp.
Yeah.
Throws it and breaks the magic mirror.
Yep.
Episode over.
Yep.
So, yeah, investigation continues, and we find out some more stuff and some weird stuff. One general thing I thought about this episode is that for being a cop, Bigby shares way too much information of his investigation with everyone else. Like, that Beauty was there the whole time while he did the Snow White stuff. Like,
yeah,
go wait with Beast. Like, what are you doing here? Like,
yeah,
you shouldn't be here. Or when we talk to Holly, or when we talk to people at the Pudding and Pie, we're like, well, I'm on this investigation looking for this thing. Someone pretended Snow White was dead. You know, like,
yeah.
I don't think cops should share that much information while they're trying to gather. Like, they can share some, like, there's some crime things, or, like, you know, did you hear about the person who had their head cut off?
Yeah.
We're looking into that. Like, but they're giving too much detail, or letting regular Fables be too involved. And
yeah.
I was like, that doesn't seem really good. It seems unwise of Bigby.
I agree, and it hasn't led to anything bad necessarily, but I think it probably should and would lead to something bad. Like, so imagine you're telling Georgie all this stuff, and he's actually the one that did all this stuff. Then he knows, like, what you know, what you're thinking, what your leads are, and you can kind of react to those things. So it's just, one, it just seems foolish and unwise, and then two, I think it just overcomplicates it. Because you have, like, Beauty in the room, seeing all the blood, she's, like, freaking out, asking a bunch of questions. Like, you're interrupting. Just fucking wait outside. Like, it seems like too much. And then you get regular people involved. Because then let's say Beauty knows all this stuff too, and then maybe she could get killed because she is too close to the situation.
Right.
Like,
And too, that like the vibe I've gotten from the 2 episodes is that like Fabletown talks. So because like the Tweedles like just know all this stuff. Like they were at crime scenes soon before we were, or just after. Like it's like the Fables. There's obviously like networks where they like stuff gets talked about, and so like you should probably be more secretive.
Probably. Yep. Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something I was thinking about is. Last episode was kind of dark, but this one got super dark, real creepy. So, like, just even the fact that, you're at a strip club and you're, like, seeing Georgie talk to Narissa, Little Mermaid, or whatever. It's like, that's weird.
Right.
And then, just talking about prostitution in the hotel. When you're walking through the hallway in the hotel, you hear, like, different moanings and other noises. It's like, man, this is dark. And then at the end, you see Crane, like, clearly with some weird obsession with Snow White. Right. Like, fucking weird.
Right.
So this one got really dark.
Yeah, it really did. And Body getting thrown in the river. And Toad having to, like...
Little babe, his, like, son saw it. Like...
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, Fabletown, or discovering the black market about the glamour thing. That's pretty wild. Like, someone could pretend to be someone else and stuff like that. It's got pretty wild. Yeah,
and it's... I kind of like it because it's... I mean, when the first episode, they talk about the descriptions, like, it's pretty dark and, like, kind of, not morbid, but whatever. I like it. The twist on the happy-go-lucky, fables shit.
Right. It definitely instead has, like, the dark, gritty cop thing. Like, really hitting that home. Which is great. It's within their fables. So, I'm definitely enjoyed it. It was a really good follow-up to the first one. And so, I don't know. I'm excited to keep playing it for sure. I don't know if you know this, but do you know what fables Georgie and Hans were?
Georgie, no clue. Hans? Hansel and Gretel?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe?
That makes sense. That's probably got to be it. Because he looked like he's like a big blonde man.
Yeah,
so he's probably a little blonde boy.
Yeah, he used to be. And just Hans sounds like Hansel, whatever.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But Georgie, I have no clue.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I tried to look on the where you had like the list of fables thing. Yeah. I tried to read some of them and I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, just Google it later. That's what I'll do.
Little Boy George, maybe. Is that a fable?
Little Boy George? Not that I know of.
Maybe
but I don't know that many fables.
Yeah, I know. I feel like that's what this is covering some, is maybe I don't know as many fables as I thought.
I've just seen like the Disney movies of stuff and heard the other ones.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so I guess if you guys know, let us know.
Yeah, definitely.
We're ignorant.
Yeah. Also, something in this is that I noticed in this episode specifically. I don't know if it was this way in the previous one. But I like that some of the decisions weren't obvious choices where it gives you decision 1 is on the right and decision 2 is there, and you're like, maybe even it like pauses and you're like,
Yeah. It's like, this is a big decision.
Right. Like it lets you know. Because this one, like when you talk to Crane, I was waiting for that to happen because I knew that was one of the decisions because I was looking at a Wikipedia thing. I didn't look at the other ones, but I looked at that one, so I was waiting for it, and it didn't come, and I realized it was like the 3 questions he asked and how to respond. Or, I guess or even the punching one, you didn't know it was, you just chose to do it or not.
Yeah, which I think is kind of cool. Like, so you don't really know the decisions until the end.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting, because I'm pretty sure, Life is Strange definitely is that way, and I think other Telltale games are more like Life is Strange, right?
For sure.
Like when we played Walking Dead a month ago or something, it was obvious, right? It was you do this or you do that.
Yeah, and there's still sub-decisions.
Kill the zombies or not who were tied up.
Yeah.
That was one. And it was a clear decision. You knew it was. So that was kind of interesting that this one, it was more vague. Yeah,
which I think is cool. It makes it more like you kind of just develop your playstyle or your character as Bigby, and you don't really have a good gauge of like, am I good? Am I bad? You kind of just have to make decisions on the fly and just go with it.
Right. Well, maybe that's why so many of these were so, like that we did almost all of the same ones.
Yeah.
In this one, it seems like us and then all the people, because a lot of those had majorities too, I think, is that...
Yep, they did.
So we all, I guess a lot of people who were playing Wolf Among Us, we all developed the same play style or a similar one. So, I don't know. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. I guess one last thought I had is Crane's fucking weird, super creepy. I think I don't remember what happens, but I think if I get a chance, I'd probably throw him in the well.
Yeah. Definitely weirdo. Like,
Yeah.
Was obviously like been a creep after Snow White. Potentially killed Lily.
Yeah. It looks that way.
Did he kill her to do something with us? If he did kill her, like he really played us too with things. Like, I don't know. It's all bad. Even
thinking back to when we're examining the body of Lily, he seems like kind of nervous when we're looking at that glamour thing as we're investigating. He's like, oh, it might be dangerous. Don't look at it. We'll send it upstairs and stuff like that. He seems kind of...
And he was sort of... I forget what it was, but he was intruding on the investigation, sort of. Because there were things that was like, oh, don't look into this, look into that. He said, I don't remember what they are offhand, but I remember he was weird that, too. And so it's like, I don't like you. You're a weirdo. You're obviously not good for Fabletown. People come and ask you for help and you ignore them.
Mm-hmm.
It's all bad.
Yep. So, yeah, I'm pretty into, removing him from the situation.
Yeah.
Completely.
Go to the well.
Yeah. Into the well, bitch.
We also had a general piece of listener feedback from Rebecca on Twitter that I thought was pretty insightful. She's from the UK, so that would explain some of this. But there were a couple things I thought might interest you. Glass him is a really common British term in this context. I don't know if The Wolf Among Us has British writers. And Gren is Grendel from Beowulf. Hence the potential arm trauma in the fight. Hopefully that's useful, that was great.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that.
That makes a lot of sense.
I didn't know those.
Yeah.
And so then I asked, if I was at a bar and I said, all right, I'm going to glass you, would that start out like a brawl? And she said, yes. They'd take it as a threat at the very least, saying, for example, I saw a guy get glassed would mean you saw someone hit him in the face / over the head with a glass, probably a broken one, or one that broke when they hit him. Classy stuff, I know. Glad to help, though.
Yeah, it's really helpful.
Yeah, which I thought was cool. I had no idea about that at all, so I'm definitely not going to tell people I'll glass them if I go to the UK.
I might.
But I really like it, and I think that that's a very cool term for bar fight instead of bar fight.
Yeah.
But there must be at least one British writer on The Wolf Among Us, though.
Yeah, or it must just be more common than we know. We might just be kind of ignorant Americans.
Yeah, that could also be true. Because this is set in New York City, so it's not that they're British.
Mm-hmm.
I guess,
some might be.
I guess the fables themselves could be British.
Some of them probably are.
If they're written by British authors. Huh.
Yep. That could make a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. Either way, pretty interesting, but thanks a bunch for writing that in. That was super insightful and really fun to learn. Very cool. I guess next, terrible news that you may or may not have heard, but Telltale Games is dead / on the way to being dead.
Shutting down.
There's been a lot on Friday. Last week, there was a report that they were shutting down. They issued a short statement that said 25 people are going to be kept on because they have to fulfill some obligations of sorts.
Yeah.
But it was sort of vague. Their Telltale's official statement was vague, but then there's a lot of different people who were Telltale employees who found out that Telltale is shutting down on Friday, and so they're looking for jobs. Which sucks for them. So it seems like the 25 people being kept on will either maybe wrap up Walking Dead final season or Minecraft for Netflix. They had a partnership there. Mm-hmm. It seems like, based on reading so far, Minecraft seems more likely. Yeah. I've seen some people who were I was on the Telltale Walking Dead team and we all got fired. So that seems like Netflix is probably the thing. The Netflix Minecraft thing is the thing that's getting continued. Mm-hmm. But with that, all future projects have been canceled. So Wolf Among Us 2 is sadly no more. Yeah, that sucks. Game of Thrones Season 2 won't happen. Whatever else. The Stranger Things game they were going to do. Oh. I know. Yeah, everything. Everything. All dead at this point. Such a bummer. Yeah, huge bummer. Really sucks. As we said when we first started this last time, we're like, Wolf Among Us, so we can be ready for Wolf Among Us 2. Yeah, really excited about that. Really excited. And so that's a huge bummer on that for those projects. And a really huge bummer, too, for all the Telltale employees.
Yeah.
Reading through a lot of comments on Twitter, there's been someone said that 250 employees got let go. So
wow.
like 90% of the people just got let go Friday without warning. They even hired people like a week ago before this.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Terrible management of the company.
Yeah, they really fucked up. No one got severance. Like, they just got fired because they're declaring bankruptcy. So no severance. Their healthcare runs out this week. Like, they just got fucked. Really, really badly in how this went down. So that really sucks for those all those people who work on these games that we really enjoy, and a lot of you have too.
Yeah.
That really sucks for them. I did see something that was cool that I saw in this is a lot of devs have been posting online saying we're having like we're hiring, and like there's a lot of good community response on that.
That's cool.
Ubisoft San Francisco, which is where Telltale's located, they were getting together at some bar and said, hey, anyone who works at Telltale, come talk to us. Like, we want to try to help out how we can. Drinks are on us. Come hang out.
That's cool.
Yeah, which I thought was cool. Deck 9 is going to do something, who did Before the Storm.
Yeah.
They put something out and said, we're going to be in San Francisco. We want to meet with some Telltale employees. Like, we want to meet you guys. And we've got some jobs. So a bunch of companies have really been like, hey, we've got jobs, and have been posting jobs. There's a hashtag Telltale Jobs going right now. So it's like cool. Anyone who has gaming jobs are putting them on there so that people can. So that's cool. That's like a cool side of gaming in there. And I hope that I hope all these people can find jobs quickly and latch on somewhere.
Somewhere good.
Yeah, somewhere good. Yeah, I can't imagine Friday just being told, hey, it's over.
Yeah.
Leave.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, so that's super shitty on Telltale there. I guess they're going to be declaring bankruptcy or have. I saw something, too, that their former CEO is suing them. And so I don't know if it's a thing where him suing them shut them down, or if they're shutting down so they can't pay him. I'm not sure exactly how that's working. Either way, that stuff's really fucking all the devs and the people who care about games, and it sucks that money ruined it. And even for like storytelling games, it's shitty to see this happen.
Yeah, it's a huge bummer. I mean, so hopefully all these guys get jobs pretty quick, and hopefully someone maybe just buys out Telltale, just some bigger corporation. I think we talked before this, like Sony, Microsoft, Ubisoft, anything. That'd be cool. Or that someone just buys the rights to the good games they have, like The Walking Dead, Wolf Among Us. I don't know what else they have that's really good, but stuff like that.
Right, if people could just buy parts of it off. Yeah, something. I don't know how any of that works, but yeah, I really hope something can happen. Like, I hope that this style of game isn't just gone. Like, it's just, I hope Telltale's just not dead. I hope that there can be parts that could be bought, but I don't know. It's definitely a bummer. I guess the only, like, not good thing, but potentially good could come from it, is that Firewatch and Oxenfree were both made by people who used to work at Telltale. Yeah. And they got their own companies going, indie stuff, and so I guess the only good thing I really see in this is hopefully the awesome storytelling that has been a part of Telltale for years. Hopefully that infiltrates a bunch of different studios. Maybe new stuff can start up, or they can join up to things that exist. If Telltale can't get bought as a whole or put in like a small division of something else, hopefully these individuals could really, like if I worked for Deck 9 or for Don't Nod or any of these, I'd probably try to hire a couple of Telltale people and be like, hey,
for sure.
We'd love to have you guys aboard. You guys do games that are similar. We have a similar vibe to you guys. You guys obviously know how to work hard and make some good games and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so Telltale's gone. Pour some out for them.
For the homies.
For the homies, it's a bummer. Yeah, really surprising, obviously, for the gaming community, but, even more that these are real people behind this and, care about them. I know that, like, whatever. We'll probably talk some more about this next time, too, but, like, if money doesn't come back to people who bought Walking Dead Final Season or something like that, like, that sucks, but, like, and with that, I guess I'm mad that Telltale the company would keep my money, but I care far more about the employees who,
Yeah.
like, they didn't even get severance and they got fucking fired. Like,
Yeah,
I still have a
fucking
job,
bullshit.
and you know, I'm out $10 or whatever because
Yeah.
I paid $20 or $25 for Telltale Finding Season, and the second episode's supposed to release next week, and as far as I can tell, it will still come. So I got half of it. You know, like,
Yeah.
I'm out $10, but these people are out their job. They didn't get paid on their way out, like that kind of stuff. Like that, I care a lot more about that than about me missing out on a game. And that doesn't mean I don't care about my game or want to see how Clementine's story wraps, but
Yeah, it's pretty
they're
bullshit.
real people. It's shitty.
Yep.
It's shitty that they do something like this. And I guess also Telltale hasn't released another bigger official statement. They said something else would come in the future weeks. So I hope that they release a bigger statement that explains all the intricacies. So
Yeah.
here's what's going on. Walking Dead is officially dead, or it will come. We will release the last 2 episodes, or whatever. I don't know. Hopefully we'll find out more, and next time when we talk about this again, when we do Walking Dead, we'll have more info, hopefully. But yeah, I don't know. It's a huge bummer, though.
Yeah, fucking sucks.
Yeah.
All across the board.
And then I guess with that, though, next week we've got a double header. Next time we've got a double header. Life is Strange 2 episode 1's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Really pumped
Super
for that.
stoked. Yep.
Super excited. Also, Walking Dead episode 2 for the final season is coming out.
Could be the last episode of that we play.
Yeah, so that might be over. So that might change our plans a little bit. I guess we'll see what happens. But we're gonna do those. Any Telltale updates we have, we'll put on that Walking Dead episode. But next time we're gonna have a double header though. So we'll have 2 separate episodes coming out, which will be fun and hopefully you'll be excited for. And we definitely are. I can't wait to play these games.
Yeah, super excited.
Pumped. And really exciting to have 2 of my favorite franchises come out in the same week with an episode.
It's kind of overwhelming.
Yeah, I know. I'm so excited. Like, I can't do the rest of my life except these. But yeah, we'll be back with that. So yeah, definitely tune in for those. In the meantime, write in at TheGreatestStoryEverPlayed@gmail.com. Let us know what you think about Telltale or Wolf Among Us or these future episodes that we're going to do. You can email us, or you can find us facebook.com/TheGreatestStoryEverPlayed, or on Twitter @StoryEverPod. Also, if you like our podcast, please rate and review on iTunes. That's kind of the primary way people find podcast, main kind of podcast
Venue.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Perfect. Yeah. And so if you rate and review us, people will be able to see our podcast come up there and hopefully be able to share these cool storytelling games. I know that there's a lot of you who like this, and there's a lot of other people who like this style of game. And I don't know. I want to keep talking about it. And I don't know. Even with Telltale going under, that makes me a little worried about storytelling in video games, to be honest. Like, that sucks. And I want it to stay, and I want my money to support it, and I want the people who enjoy that to be able to enjoy that. So if you do like us, please do that, though. That would be a huge help to us. We'd really appreciate it. But yeah, we will see you next time.
Yep, later.